ask questions first. Go ahead.
Yeah, over the last 2 years, I've been experiencing friends who have been in the DCS program, and I've been pretty appalled by what I see. There's inconsistency between counties. There's no accountability, there's no transparency. And in both the cases, CPS did something they shouldn't have done. In one case, the court caught it, in the other instance, they did not. Do you have anything you can say about what you can do about it? Because I'm just appalled. It's not there to help kids from what I've seen.
So I get a lot of these complaints at my office, and I try to guide them where they can get some help. I completely agree with you. I am completely involved in that system as well. It has some good benefits to it, but it certainly has lost its way. Kind of like the real exchange program. And so the only way to fix anything is to let the people see what's actually going on. And I think there's so much cover up that we're not going to be able to fix it until we expose it. So I agree with you. There needs to be more education. There needs to be more work experience, and that's just not going on. We're losing experienced people and bringing in all these other, I'll say, warm bodies, and that's not getting it done for us. So I agree with you. We've got big problems with the DCS program, and we need some better oversight in that. But I just don't know where we're going to get educated people enough to oversee it. And so, and so we feel back the way. I agree with you.
I also agree with you. It's an excellent question. And the frustrating thing about being in the legislature is that you get to set the policy, you get to make the rules, but then the governor's office picks the people that execute the policy. And prior to when Governor Braun came in, we didn't have very good leadership. We had very poor leadership in DCS. And we're excited that he picked somebody that understood there was a problem. It's a huge problem, and it looked like he was, the new director was taking some big steps to try to fix it, but that's a multi-year fix. And there's been, I don't know whether it's a health issue or what, but the director has been on leave for a while, and I don't know the details behind that. I don't know how long it's going to last. But it's got to be fixed. I sit on the Family and Children's Services Committee that receives any legislation that's related to DCS issues, and we're doing our best to try to close in on them and make them do a better job. And in the end, you set the policy, you can make it strict, you can try to find areas where you can make it better, but in the end, you got to have a good person running that agency that's committed to change, because it is absolutely horrible.
Andrew, in your position, what the lady has told you, is there, do you see anything of pro or con? Which way do you understand it?
We have had such a challenge with DCS in Madison County, and I don't think it comes as a surprise to anybody that we've had more than our fair share of child fatalities, particularly with children who like back in homes where they shouldn't have been. With Judge Kozer, I think that, so I replaced Steve Kozer, who's our former chief deputy, now that he's powerful judge. In his role, I think we've seen a sea change in the accountability for DCS in Madison County. I know he works tirelessly supervising, because they really oversee what DCS actions are from the court. We also review all of the 310s, which are the intakes. We've done this for years, where they send them to our office. I disperse them amongst our prosecutors, and then we meet about cases that we had an issue with how they handle that. And we also review any report of child abuse or neglect has to make it to our office. We're fighting at times to make sure that those things are to our office, and ultimately those decisions are ours. Sometimes there is a real challenge where obviously our belief in the criminal world is beyond a reasonable doubt, and there's proof in that system is a preponderance of the evidence. There are times when they have to be the ones who really carry that burden because of the nature of that instance. But I would say it's something we work tirelessly on here in Madison County. There's a lot of work to do, and I would love to see some statewide progress on that, and not just what we're currently facing here.
Thank you. Okay, one more question. Okay, I apologize.